Hi guys, it's Jacqie Crafty. Welcome to the new inaugural Redefined Kreative design team. Hop! I am super honored to be on part of this design team. Super excited to be playing with Redefined Kreative stuff and showing you guys and inspiring you guys and being in this group with amazing other people. There's so many amazing people on this team. Many people that I've been watching, looking up to, getting inspiration from since the last 3 years when I got back into scrapbooking. So it's been awesome. So I am supposed to show you my style. So I grabbed a few things that I really love that I like to use, and some things from my favorite collections, I should say. Just overall things I like to use. And we're gonna create a fun layout. So a little bit of mixed media, layers, some texture, color. I'm not afraid to use that. I love me a wood grain. If I can use wood grain on everything, I probably would. It would be really boring, probably looking at my albums if they were all wood grain, but that's what we're gonna do. I have this fun photo of the giant group of us. It's actually all family. At a wedding a few years ago, 2017. And yeah, we're gonna play. I have some wood grain paper from Simple Stories Snap Basics. I am also a big stash diver. If I can dive into my stash of old stuff and use it up, because I was kind of dormant from scrapbooking for a while. So if I can use up stuff that I've had sitting in my stash for a long time, I will. So also doing that, I have this Thumbelina Piggy Tails. I don't think they exist anymore. Collection, this piece of paper. It's from, I don't remember, but it's got butterflies on this side, but I love this. And I mean, we maybe could pull in this side too. I don't think so, but we'll see. But we're for sure going to play with this lovely wood grain and do some mixed media. I got this new snowflake paste from Prima that I think I'm gonna smear on there, and then we're gonna do some fun stuff with ink. So let's get started. All right, full disclosure, in this scrappy gal's life, I started this process was like over 5 days, because here and there when I could work on it, had a busy, crazy week. I got behind in my other YouTube scheduling and ended up not loving it as much as I thought. But with the help of an awesome friend, Christy, and just taking some deep breaths, I do love the way it turned out. I just think maybe I went off the rails from what I was picturing, maybe? I don't know. My favorite part is this part. So I'm putting this paste down. I'm putting it through a stencil. And now the stencil is either a Cartabella or a Simple Stories. I don't remember, but it's just one of those 6x6 stencils. And the paste is very, very white, and I love it. It did dry a little more clear, which is also very exciting, because I'm like, okay, when I use it by itself, now I know. But I wanted to add more color to it. And I was reading on the jar that it said something about it's one of those pastes that you're supposed to be able to add dye to. So I was like, well, since I let it dry, is it going to take on the dye of the distress oxides? Oh, and it did. It did. And so I'm doing the packaging technique over top of it, because I wanted some kind of smears of ink and color on the wood grain as well. And so I did gesso this beforehand. So I'm using picked raspberry. This one is the violet. Now I'm forgetting what I used. And then I used wow, what did I use? Festive berries, picked raspberry, and wilted violet. Yeah. Whew, goodness. I had a brain fart for a second. Because I think those colors match the flowers the best. And look at that gorgeous background. Wasn't that pretty? Oh, it's pretty. And so now I'm going to start tearing, because I really like the look of torn paper. I haven't been doing a lot of layouts with it, but I really like it. And it's fun, and it's not precise, and none of my stuff is straight anyway, so it fits. And I'm going to layer up a little bit of this just for a pop of white. You end up not seeing that at all. It gets covered up. It gets completely covered up. That was not my intention, but it does. It gets completely covered up. And then I'm like, I want something a little darker, something with a little more pop. This is looking very neutral, which is not a bad thing. I probably could have left it where that way. So here's one thing I could have done. I could have left it the background papers like that, just done that. I wasn't a fan of the straight edge though on the top, so that's one reason I started changing it up a little bit. I grabbed this paper from the Never Grow Up collection, and I really liked the way that looked. And I thought, oh, if I do another torn edge and flip it over and then tear my center of that like peachy colored paper, then that'll work, because then I'll have the torn basically strip through the center. So, all right, all right. So now I'm like, okay, I like this. I like this a lot. It's pretty. It's definitely catching my eye, and it's doing what I want it to. But then I'm like, I want more texture. I want more. And this is also where maybe I should have just stopped. Maybe sometimes more isn't more. I don't know. Sandy always says it is. I always find it is. Um, but I decided to sit there and wonky trim all edges of my background paper. Oh, giant shot on my head. While I was looking for my distress tool. And because this has had mixed media on top of it and gesso, it ripped very easily. Like, distressing usually, you want paper to rip really, but like, all of a sudden ripped inward. Which I was like, okay, I'm going to take advantage of this. So I'm distressing on the edges, and I'm actually going to rip chunks of the paper out so that it peeks through. And I use this cotton candy pink cloud paper because so far I've had it in my stash, and it's one of those I keep looking at. I'm like, I'm never going to use this. So I decided that needs to go on the background of this lovely layout as well. And that also might have been where I could have changed it. Maybe if I would have went with a darker, I would have loved it even more. But the more I'm sitting here looking at it, I do like it. It's very pretty. It's very pink. And I think that might be why I'm like, I like it, but it's very pink. Pink is not my favorite color. I don't mind pink. I like pink in certain doses. I think this just had too much pink. I think that's where I like I said, I'm not saying I don't like my layout. I think it works for exactly what I wanted it to do, but I think it was just too much pink that my brain could handle. Real life of a real person trying to scrapbook and trying to impress you guys instead of just being me, right? That's silly. I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh yeah, I love it and it's my favorite. It's not. But I do like it, and I liked all the things I did, just maybe not in combination with this thing. So I just wanted to impress all of you, and I don't know why I thought I needed to, because you come to see what I do for what I do. I don't need to impress you, right? Or do I? Please tell me. Do you want me to jump through hoops? Do you want me to light them on fire? I can light them on fire. What do you need me to do? Love me. I'm just kidding. I hope this design team is ready for me, because I'm a little crazy. Anyway, I think in a good way. Not sure. All I know is it's a great group of people, and so far they're awesome, and I feel like they're my best friends, and I love it. So, yeah. So now you're going to watch me fiddle a million times with these flowers. I just couldn't get them the way I wanted them to lay. And I couldn't get the right combination of the colors. Like, I fiddled a lot with them. But it was good, because then I didn't just stick and block and then be mad and not be happy with what I had. So like I said, it's not that I'm not happy. I think it's just more pink than my brain is used to looking at in one area. So I'm going to play around and put all the flowers in, tuck and cut, and put them where I think they need to go. And yeah. Try them this place, change my mind. Glue some down, change my mind. All the things. Like, just trying all the things. And I'm so glad. Like, I'm not like a newbie scrapbooker, but I have ruts, and I'm a newbie in general, kind of, to the YouTube world. And so it's great to have scrappy friends who are not, and that are like, dude, it's okay. I get days where I'm like, I don't want to create. I don't want to do anything. And then I feel bad when I'm behind and I'm getting off schedule, and I want to get something awesome put up for you guys. So that's where I'm at. I'm okay, I promise. But yeah, I'm hoping I'm not this late for my videos all the time. Believe me, I'm late. You guys weren't going to see it because I'm getting it done on time for the deadline, but literally, like, by the skin of my teeth. Okay, enough about that. Sorry. Rant and pity party over. I don't need a pity party. I'm just, It's been a crazy few weeks, let me tell ya. And at this point in time, I have not even started 30 Days of Sketches, and I said I was going to do every day. Oh, wee! See, I'm still playing with the flowers. I told you I was going to mess around with them quite a bit. I even cut a bunch of it out. I cut all the times of me sitting here just staring at my layout, which honestly I've never done before. I'm usually like, whatever, it looks good. Um, but I sat here and stared at it, and then I text Christy, and then I stared at it, and then she gave me suggestions. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're brilliant. My brain is in overload. I just couldn't think of what to do anymore. So here I ultimately decided, okay, I think one of the problems that was bothering me, it was like the cluster that was down there before was too big. So I switched it out. Much happier with that. It doesn't go down as far. I like that a lot better, and it kind of curves around the photo a little better. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know if you guys noticed, I accidentally put that pink flower on the right. I accidentally put the foam on the wrong side. So that's the reason I had to go to the right side. I didn't feel like tearing it off. But I like it over there. And then I end up finding another smaller cluster of flowers. First, I dig through the entire like ephemera pack that I have left, which is almost 2 ephemera packs. And I look through all of it, and then I'm trying for some smaller flowers, and I thought maybe if I laid them down like so like they're falling down, that would look nice too, and didn't like that. But this one I was like, oh, perfect, this one's perfect, it's going there. And then there's the gap. So I placed a sticker on the bottom of the photo there, that purple one, that says, what if all your dreams came true? And I thought that was perfect for like a big group wedding photo shot. And so I'm going to start writing my journaling, and it's literally I'm just writing like whose wedding it was, the date, and where. And then Christy was like, well, why don't you put like a title on there? Oh, yeah, duh. So I was like, you know what? What if all your dreams come true? What is that? That's bliss, right? That is true bliss and wedded bliss. And so I grabbed these Simple Stories stickers in white. They're like a weird white, but they're white. And I put them in there. I'm like, yep, that filled that gap. I didn't realize that gap was bothering my eyeballs, and it was. So it filled the gap. And then she suggested black splatter. See, even people on YouTube sometimes need help, right? And I was having a creative block. And so she's like, why don't you add some black splatters? And then I did that. And then I started fixing where it wasn't glued down. And this part was bothering me. So I moved it bigger, which still was fine. I don't mind that. And there you have it. Here's some close-ups. I also did some like doodling around all the flowers. And I really, really like that. Thanks, you guys, for watching. I'm sorry for this. This is crazy. Welcome to the design team, right? Love you all. I appreciate you all. Hope you tune in next time. Bye.